Hello, hey everyone, and welcome in. Welcome to the Melanin Gamers Podcast. These are our bite-sized podcasts that we do. It's your girl, Creatively Anzi, and I'm here with Obsidian Fury,
What's going on, gang?
OG Otaku,
Yay.
and Zen. And it's your hostess with the mostest, Creatively Anzi, and this is the MG Podcast. We are doing a roundup, Woody's roundup. Okay, that's enough of that. So yeah, it's July, and we're just doing a roundup of the things that have happened in the month. We're doing this a little bit early because next week we have a special podcast, so tune in for that. In terms of the roundup for this month, though, we're going to go to Obsidian Fury to kick us off.
Okay, gang. I had to talk about this. I don't know. It is gaming related because it did predominantly affect Microsoft. So a lot of my games online were like a little bit glitchy. But basically, there was a global IT like shortage that occurred like over the last week and a half, I would say, maybe a couple days. I don't know the exact time, but essentially there's a company called CrowdStrike, and CrowdStrike is a security platform that essentially, think of your Norton, think of your McVitie, not McVitie, that's the biscuit. McAfee, sorry.
We know what Obsidian Fury's mind is.
I'm hungry, bruv. So think about them, man. And essentially, these guys, they broke the cardinal sin of like software development code, which is you never upload on a Friday, ever. So someone who's most likely fired uploaded a really bad patch of code, and they turned it live. And essentially what it does is when they sent out that code to all these computers, it basically gives you the blue screen of death, and then doesn't allow the computer to boot up unless you boot it up in safe mode. So we're talking about the NHS was affected, flights were affected, almost all planes were grounded because of this like small 1-2 patch. So the only way you could fix it was you had to do it in person. Now, this might be this is not a thing for like the individual user. It's not like you got your own personal computer, but think about a business that has like 100 or maybe 10,000 PCs, and then corresponding to maybe 6-7 people in the IT. Every single computer has to be manually booted up into safe mode to then get rid of the new patch and then reload it. Can you think about? So I'm like thinking back to my law days where how many computers are in a law firm? All of them are affected, and then look at the IT team. The IT team is like 10 man. They have to go to every single floor. They have to go to every single computer. They have to make sure they prioritize the partners' computers. Then it's the associates. Then it's the paralegals. Then it's like the support staff. So you have to go to every single computer just to boot it up.
That's great. And is it because all these companies are using the same like net security?
Yeah, because like this was like the new up and coming, and like okay, so the CrowdStrike motto is we stop breaches and drive business.
Hey, big boss.
If you actually look at the stock of CrowdStrike, I think it's probably like in the negative. If I'm being like deadly serious, like I don't know if a company can do that, but it's like in the negative. Like this is probably one of the biggest like IT mess ups I've ever seen in my entire life, or like in most people's entire life. Like this is something that will be like we will think about this and like move on, but I guarantee it. In the IT books, they will reference this time forever. They are forever in history. Okay.
They say you don't want to do that. You don't want to be one of them, man.
Yes.
Like, this is why we don't upload on a Friday.
Yeah. Think of like Overwatch has C9. Think of this is going to be the IT equivalent. You don't want to be CrowdStrike, or like you got CrowdStriked. That's what it's going to become. So and it predominantly affected a lot of Microsoft Windows, Microsoft computers, but it definitely wasn't. A lot of people like were saying, "Oh, is this Microsoft?" It definitely isn't Microsoft's fault. So and that also plays into like maybe a bigger narrative of like having one company that
has a monopoly on everything.
Yes. So think about it, feels like something like if it was Microsoft, for example, think about all the infrastructure that would break down because of it. Or it feels like something like Apple. Imagine if like Apple was to like break down and like this the entire infrastructure was like heavily reliant on that kind of thing. So it is concerning, but I'm like, listen, if I'm doing my job well, before CrowdStrike stopped doing their job, if I'm doing my job well and a lot of people want to use my product, I don't see why I should be penalized. But then again, that goes into the monopoly kind of talk and that kind of thing. So it is like, I've never seen such a global shortage of like, not global shortage, but a global like breakdown happen. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why is my Overwatch taking so long to load? Like, why is my internet lagging? Then I go online and I go to like, I get my news from BBC and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, global outage. I'm like, what the hell? What do you mean global outage? Then I like do a little bit more research. I'm like, oh, these guys they messed up on a global scale. Like all your shares are gone. Like, this is going to be the company that will go down in history as the one that they killed people. They killed people. Like, let's be honest. If they affected the NHS, they most definitely killed people.
Well, I hope so. Like, hello, come on.
What do you mean you hope so?
I hope so.
not.
Oh my god, I hope not.
Whoa, hey, yo,
I'm hungry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna edit that out.
Anzi said,
Andy's a full-on psychopath. I hope so. Someone needs to die. What's going on, guys?
You stop it. I said I hope not.
That needs to make the editor's cut, man.
Yeah, that's funny. Andy's on a psychopath warpath. So yeah, anyway, thoughts? Like, any thoughts on this monumentous thing that's happened in the IT sector?
I was just gonna say, it just shows like how vulnerable it is. It just shows that like us putting too much reliability into technology, it just shows like how much danger can happen.
Exactly.
In terms of that. They look at them more and more. They're even trying to, in shops, for example, they're trying to get rid of physical cash. They're trying to get rid of physical people in terms of it, like actual people on the ground and manpower. But at the end of the day, this just shows that, we've talked about EMPs, but like, look at that, one line of code can cause this amount of damage. It needs to be a reflection to say you still need to have, manual ways to do things.
Yeah, we need backups, basically.
Yeah, but guys,
the backup can't be just that they're putting like one person in the building to manage all the computers. Because the day it goes down, now that one person got to deal with like the 200 customers lined up outside talking about where's my money, where's my things.
I get it, but it's like the fire department, like firefighters and like police, it's only when something big happens, like we encroach on them so much. Like, I'm not saying like I'm an advocate for like more firemen or more police, but that's a separate like conversation. But if firefighters will feel like they're like, public spending might feel useless on firefighters when there's no fires. It's only when something like Grenfell happens, when we have to now get firefighters from Scotland because all our firefighters have okay, so quick briefing. Firefighters are only allowed to be in a fire for like 45 minutes, I think. Like, I'm not too sure. But so when something like Grenfell happened and all of our firefighters had they'd done over their 45 minutes, they had to bring like people from Wales, firefighters from Scotland. So it only becomes like an issue when the worst case happens, right? So it's like the pandemic. It's only like you only need doctors when the worst case scenario happens. Whereas when it's like one up and up, people see it as like a waste of money. So if that makes sense. So I get that we need fail safes and I get that we need, but I think that it's all a matter of like, this is like something that's going to be like, this CrowdStrike thing is going to make a lot of IT professionals be like, oh, for the next like couple years, they'll be like, hey, you don't want to be CrowdStrike. You better pay me a premium. That's
no, but you just, I feel like you just kind of just, in a way, you kind of back, because you kind of said what we were saying in general, like in terms of it, I feel like everybody's opinion has been, at the end of the day, we've had no choice but to go down this technological route. Technology is good, but at the same time, there's always that thing of it fails too often. And at the same time, if you have one person, it just shown there what you were saying, as in terms of one person having all that reliability, because some other companies that used other platforms other than Microsoft, they were fine. They were smiling because they were like, yeah, this is cool. But in terms of not having a backup and not having it multiple, in terms of like multiple things, in terms of like, for example, like, look at how before you could only play Xbox and PlayStation. They were two separate servers. There was no cross-platform because they both wanted to be like, I'm monopolizing this. I want to be one over you. Now you have cross-plat because at the end of the day, yes, servers can fail, but at least at the end of the day, everybody's on that one thing. It's not just that one set. It's not just that, okay, these people are just there and they've only got their servers. At the end of the day, I feel like there needs to be more communication and expansion of data security like that. And
So
in
you
terms
want
of
more bureaucracy? Huh? You want more regulations? Don't they get regulated enough?
no, it's not about regulations, but you need to have that in terms of it. It's about putting people's what we were just saying. How many people may have died, and think about it. If it's just Microsoft that controls everything, and there's like a switch, how many planes may fall from the sky, may collide? You need to have it where like another system can say, okay, we can now take over.
Agreed. That's like the checks and balances of power, but I agree. Okay, so I agree with that, but I'm just saying, one, I think we already have like that kind of system. I think that this was like something that slipped through the cracks because most like the soft core thing I've always heard developers say is that you never send anything live on a Friday because no one's going to be in the office on the Monday. I mean, till Monday. So I've heard a lot of like when I talk to people about this, I've heard a lot of developers say that, oh, you shouldn't like it's something that was like it's like an unspoken rule about never uploading on a Friday because no one's going to be in the office. If something goes wrong, no one's going to be in the office. And like, you know how Fridays are in some like tech places where it's like they come in their khakis, shorts, like they're not working really on a Friday. But on a Wednesday, people come in their suits, they're buttoned up, they're like, this is getting sent to live. So I think this is something I do think it's indicative of like maybe there needs to be more like there could be more like regulations, there could be more like standards in place. But I also think that this is like a one-off that happened. I'm not too sure. Like I don't work in the
I agree with you. I agree with both of you, but I think in terms of what Zone meant as in it might be a one-off, but it also teaches that it is important to have actual people there, not just for like if there's a fire, oh my god, then we need firefighters. But actually firefighters do more than that. That's actually a misconception. They also teach people how to not start the fires in the first place at the fire. And doctors teach people how to live healthy. The last thing a doctor actually wants is to see a patient in the hospital admitted.
That's what he's paid to do.
But no, what they're trying to teach you is actually to live a healthy lifestyle. And the worst case scenario is when they have to see when you're admitted. So what we have to
my brother, have you not heard of the big pharma?
What we have to start teaching people is actual literacy with how to do these things. I think they should start doing this in schools now, learning how to do basic codes. And if we are so reliant on technology, everyone should understand how this thing works. And I'm not just saying, oh, I know exactly how to use the phone, but how does it work? If sent back in time with a mobile phone, we'd never be able to recreate it because we don't even understand. We know how to use it. But what I'm saying is we need to start then teaching people.
I'm not going to lie. I've watched Dr. Stone season 1 and
Facts.
I know how to do that. Anime will save your life one day.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that they also have to start putting, like, we're so reliant on technology, which is good, but it should be an aid, not a crutch. And I feel like in this situation, it showed how much it's been a crutch to loads of people. Some people, they call IT, but they didn't even switch on and off the computer. Like, hello?
No, but they couldn't. Okay, in this situation, they couldn't because when they tried
to... But some people, like, do they know about how it runs? And I think there should be a basic...
Why should I learn how to cook when I can just employ a chef? Makes no sense.
Yeah, until one day your chef dies. Yeah, what about that?
Then I hire another chef
forever. All right, you're right.
This is very game related because my Xbox was messing up because it runs on Microsoft. So a lot of my systems were like messing up. I'm like, my brother, like, and I was glitching a lot. So I was playing Apex and I was playing ranked, and then it started glitching. And I'm like, I was in a firefight, and I'm like, I never miss my shots. But when I missed my shot, I knew it.
Hold on the realms of reality here, but you know.
I missed my shot. When I missed my shot, I'm like, this ain't me. I'm that good. This is something else.
Got at least a 97% accuracy rate.
And I was like, okay. And the 3% was the CrowdStrike.
Yeah, right. All right, okay, let's move on. OJ Taku, you're right. What is your July update?
Okay, all right, guys. So it's been dry July because we're all meant it's summertime. You're all meant to be outside. Over here in the UK, we had our 2 days of summer and it was wonderful. But we did get a few game drops. So shout out to our Final Fantasy 14 players. I know they are loving Dawn Trail. Meant to be like the culmination of just all the other stories that came before it. And I'm hearing great things. Like I hear all the fans 2014 players are just locked in, like we haven't seen them all summer. And that's why.
Makes sense.
Shout out to two big free games that came out. Um, First off, First Descendant. I played a bit of it. Interesting. Borrows heavily from some other games. However, it's still fun. Like I haven't gone deep into it, but I've seen that people are loving it. The streamer community is really loving streaming it, and the viewers are loving watching it. So good on First Descendant. Let's hope it's only up from here for them. Next up is my personal favorite, Zenless Zone Zero. Now, this is a gacha game, but it's so anime and it's so sick. Like, it's made by Hoyoverse, and if you don't know, Hoyoverse are like the guys when it comes to any gacha game. Like, you can play other gacha games, but really, Hoyoverse are the guys. They make Genshin, they make Honkai Star Rail, and now they make Zenless Zone Zero. The maker of Zenless Zone Zero, big Street Fighter fan. So the hand-to-hand action combat, the dodges, the EX meters and stuff, your combos you're pulling off, yeah, sick. Vibes. Listen, you guys know Persona 5 is one of the like most goated soundtracks of all video game history. When I tell you Zenless Zero want their crown, yeah, the music for this game, I just leave it on. I'll just leave it on. Like, chill in the menus is like, it's got lots of style and flair. And again, like, it is a gacha, play at your own risk. But I will say one thing that they do is they're very free to play. Like, I personally don't put any money into it. And like, I'm having a well of a time.
Okay. First Descendant, I actually disagree. I think it borrows far too heavily from Destiny. And I think that this game also panders to like one specific community a lot. Like some of the story just feels so generic and so bland. I'm like skipping through like cutscenes because a lot of the characters just feel like they're info dumping on you rather than like I can read like it's just really boring. Like I can barely play this game for like half an hour, then I'm like my eyes glaze over. So if you want to like turn off, okay. I don't want to be mean, but if to people who really enjoy this game, but if I want to turn off my brain and play something, that's what I'd play. Where it's like I don't need any skill, I don't need to do anything. I'm just like going through the motions. Like I call it a time machine. Where it's like if I got something to do in the next hour and a half, I play this game, I blink, and an hour and a half has passed. So I just feel. Sorry,
maybe you're right. No, I'm gonna say maybe you're right because I do feel I have that kind of sense. I thought it was just me, like just being like, I've played many games, I've seen this all before. I don't need to know anything of the story. Skip because like it is so generic. But maybe that is the problem. Like it's not locking me in like that. I do only play it for like an hour or something, and then I play something else. Do the dailies, run about. I feel like it's one of those games that could be great with friends, but like the argument to that is any game is great with friends. You know what I mean? Like, I think they've got a good foundation, and we got to give them like give all live service games at least one season. Yeah.
Okay.
That's you got to give them one season. If by season 2 we're still talking about the same problems from season 1, then I can't help you. I'm sorry.
You're a lot kinder than me. For me, it's like I have my games and I have games I've got my eye on. So if this game doesn't like grab my attention, I'm just moving on to the next. If I'm being absolutely
no, 100%. If I had to drop 40-70 pound for First Descendant, I'm cussing.
Yeah. Facts.
But I didn't, so I'm calm. Like,
fair enough. What exactly is a gacha game? Because I've heard the term, but I've never actually like. When I think of gacha, I think of like when like I'm like reading manga and they do that thing where it's like they put like a coin in and then you turn it and then it gives you like a small toy. That's what I think when I think of gacha. So
yeah, it's kind of like that. So basically, a gacha game is a game that has monetization straight off the bat. That's what you want to know about it. Usually what it means is there's characters like in all the Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero. There's characters, and through playing the game, you'll get tickets and stuff to do summons and pull these characters. And it's called a pool because it's exactly like you said, they pull the machine and something random drops out. So that's why they call it gacha. I'm sure there might be an abbreviation for what it actually is, gacha, but it's kind of like they gotcha, you know what I mean? like you'll play like the first 15 to 20 minutes of Zenless Zone Zero and go, oh, this game's kind of interesting. Ooh, and like it will hit you with so much style and panache. And then afterwards, you may want like some of the characters you've seen in the game. Your luck just ain't hitting right with the stuff you're getting for free. Then they're gonna say, well, you can have some more tries to get the character you want. You just gotta pay money, like, and it's up to you. Now,
okay. Does it affect gameplay? Okay, no, go on.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, it doesn't necessarily affect game. So this isn't all gacha games. This is why I say Hoyoverse, because for whatever reason they've cracked the code, and I've played multiple of their games, and like, you know, they're pretty free to play friendly. They give out a lot of free tickets for people to summon with, and there's what's called a pity system, and their games have this, where the algorithm gods pity you basically, and after you do a certain amount of summons, it will just give you whatever you like.
That's wild.
You know, like, because like if your luck is that bad, like, then yeah. Now, on one of the games I played, knock on wood, I can't lie, my luck is golden. Yeah, I've got money tickets stat for days. I could summon for days if I wanted to, but I don't. Like, because I'm a conservative person with my funding. Like, so
Yeah.
so
Sounds like
tickets.
gambling addiction, but like less steps. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, like 100%. That is some of the problems with it. Like, because, you know, you could be someone who is somewhat inclined to gambling and just want to like rip it and pull, like spend money. Let me get more tickets. Let me summon till I get what I want, and then maybe I want duplicates of them to make them stronger or whatever. But you don't need them to play the game, and they give out free characters all the time, and there will always be like events, and you do the things and you get your tickets for free and do your summons. So like in this Zenless Zone Zero, it just came the rare character. I don't know how I lucked out this way. Again, it's just gacha luck, but I've got like the best meta team of like 3 S ranks basically, and like everyone's like we're trying to pull for this meta team. I just got it, like with like spending no money. You know, it happens.
This sounds like a red flag, but if you're enjoying yourself, you're enjoying yourself. But it sounds like a red flag. But I haven't done too much research on this. But like from what you're saying, it feels like loot box systems on steroids. So
it's descended from the loot box system. However, it's the things like the pity system and the fact that you can play the whole game without spending any money. It's not gonna. The only thing you're getting is like if I wanted to finish the game this week, I probably couldn't do that because I wouldn't have enough like resources and stuff to level up my characters enough to do. So I'll just pay to get my characters to that level now. Not to say if I waited and played it the whole next week and then got my resources, done my dailies and done it that way, that's the difference basically. It's more what you pay for is to
finish the game
faster basically, and you don't want to do that because then you're just sat there waiting for like the next like event or the next update to drop or whatever, you know.
That's okay. We've gone back and forth, but yeah, this is very interesting to me because it sounds weird that you want your base to pay to finish your game faster. That just sounds weird to me. But you know, I haven't done too much reading into it, so I don't see the appeal. Or like when Angie says that she's got all the DLCs for Sims, I don't see the appeal.
There won't be a podcast pass without Obsidian Fury mentioning the fact that I have the DLCs. We need to actually do a calculator.
We want to,
like when there's death in games and there's
video every time he brings up you and The Sims.
But I get it. I'm not trying to bash it. Like I don't find the fun, but clearly Annabelle finds the fun, so I'm not gonna bash it.
I'm sorry, but who here believes that Obsidian Fury is not bashing me when he says that?
No.
Nobody believes you.
No. I will insult everyone. Make no mistakes. Like I don't have any qualms about that. So when I tell you that I'm not insulting you, like okay, I'm a straightforward douchebag. That's what I am. So If I want to insult you, I will, but I'm not. So yeah, that's why you have to take my word for it.
I will put you on to Gatch. You know what? Like, honestly, just download Zenless Zone Zero. If you want like an action game where you block, parry, dodge, play that. If you want a JRPG turn-based game, Honkai Star Rail. Like, that's the difference. But honestly, download it, give it a play. Don't obviously never spend money. If you want to spend money, come to me first. I'll tell you what you spend money on.
Okay, then do you have any updates for July, or you're just going to talk about the fact that GTA 6 still isn't out yet?
So I'm gloomy about that. And then also, I've been trying to get my hands on some cheeks, but I found out I can't get my hands on some cheeks.
Say again?
What?
Wait,
hold on. What? PG podcast. We want to.
Wait.
He said, let me explain.
Not my cheeks, somebody else's cheeks.
That doesn't make it no better. That makes it no better.
Wait, let me lie. I mean Deadpool's cheeks.
Oh.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait. That's still not the best.
Yes. Those are red, tight, beautiful. No, wait. Okay. No, all jokes aside.
What in the OnlyFans is going on here? You need to promote your OnlyFans account somewhere else, please.
Okay. No. But then I heard that Wolverine's got his cheeks out too as well.
What? They got the Wolverine one as well.
Yeah, but then apparently they're not looking to sell it. That's my only thing. It's just literally for competition. So they're doing it for the competition, and Xbox are not releasing it as in like a general thing. Which apparently, as
clarify for Anzi, what type of cheeks you talking about?
Oh, Anzi, you don't know?
I of course I know. I've seen I'll show you the picture of it when I do the editing of the podcast, so that people can see what it looks like. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it looks really cool.
Yeah, there's a Deadpool controller and it's got cheeks. Yeah, that is
a wild way to say that. That is a wild way.
He said, "I've been looking for something."
I'm just saying, man. Like, you know, I saw some cheeks.
That was the problem, right there. That's how it started.
Like, they cheeks. Listen, from the minute I was scrolling through and I just saw these red, voluptuous cheeks flashed on my screen. Oh my, actually, it sounds wrong, actually. But
now it sounds wrong. You think now it's been wrong this entire time?
Okay, but it's Deadpool. I'm the biggest Deadpool fan here. I love Deadpool. So when I saw that, I was just like, yes. But then I found out it's just a competition, and apparently a lot of Xbox people are calling for it to be sold.
Yeah,
a lot of people wanted it.
I thought I could buy it. You can't. That's what you're saying. That's why you're looking, because you can't buy it. That's mad. Listen, maybe I won't tell Xbox how much I think people would pay or I would pay, even though I don't have an Xbox. But know that the number's high, or higher than a regular controller. Like, so be generous, Xbox. You know, discount in it, like cost of living.
Yeah, literally.
I don't think in the history of like Xbox they've ever done like cost of living. Like, listen, I got my shareholders. Okay, this Deadpool thing makes bank. I'm gonna give it.
You know what? It's fine. Ryan Reynolds will sort it out. Yeah, he's down in Wrexham right now. Right? Yeah, he's saying, please, like cost of living, UK. You know the thing, bro. Like, come on, discount Deadpool controllers. That's all.
That's what I'm trying to say. He needs to put it. And listen, imagine having both. You have Deadpool and Wolverine right next to each other. I'll put them in. I'm not even going to use them. I'm just going to put them in a display case, cheeks for a front. That's it.
That's the best player 1-2 combo.
that is it. So yeah, that was my only news. Like, I was a bit disappointed. I was like, yep, straight. I was drawing as I saw the cheeks rotating. I was like, yep, I was drawing from my wallet, and then I realized, yeah, you just can't buy it. I don't even have an Xbox. I just saw the cheeks.
Yeah, I just want. Are you gonna go see the movie?
100%. Tickets already bought.
Oh
wow.
Listen, I've been ready. Wolverine, and I've got the comics where they fought over three different fights. There's 3 different comics, 3 different issues, front to back. where they were fighting. I've got that.
Are you going in cosplay?
No, unfortunately not.
Ooh.
Imagine. I think maybe that would be cool to go in cosplay. Actually,
You might catch Oji Otaku in your local cinema as Deadpool, watching some Deadpool. Being meta.
That would be so cool.
That would be pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be really cool, and I really like those controllers. I think a lot of these third-party companies have started saying that they might do it, but I think it's a really good opportunity for them to actually.
Facts.
It looks amazing.
I don't know who's been cooking over there, but like the Dune popcorn thing, and then now someone's cooking.
New marketing strategies. I think it's because some of these are being run by fans of this thing, not like as a corporate person. They're actually going to fans, and a fan will know what other fans like because they're fans themselves, you know.
Because they're just gonna go chat to their friends and be like,
exactly. This is what I want to see, and I think you guys would like that too. So I think that's what's okay. This is maybe a separate podcast. The importance of like influencers and content creators when it comes to these things. But that could be like a separate discussion.
No, the June person was out of pocket. That one was.
Oh yeah, they were out of pocket.
They knew what they wanted. They knew what certain people look at that and get a little side eye action for that. Imagine people were going in, and getting the ticket, buying that, and then saying, "Listen, I gotta go home." Yeah,
Stop right there.
No, that's funny.
I left the oven on.
I'm just gonna nip to the toilet. Yeah, never come back.
Yeah, that's crazy. Andy, how about you? What's your update for July?
My update for July is different events that we've been doing in person, which obviously we already had a podcast talking about the importance of in-person events. Yesterday, actually, Alan and I were at the Tech Day event, which was at Murky FC. A lovely space, by the way, in Croydon, which I really don't see as part of London, but you know, there's that part of the story. But amazing space, and really they are already utilizing it for a lot of physical events, but their gaming side of things is also very important. The fact that space even exists is amazing. So yeah, it's just like, and just getting to talk to people, network and community. And I think that with the shutting down of a lot of some of these bigger events like E3 and Insomnia, for us, it's important for these like sort of small organization, growing organizations led events like these ones, you know, where people are coming together, people are meeting, and Norwich Games, that kind of thing. It's important for us all these like community events, local events, to keep on going, because as much as it's an online thing, gaming, it's also very much a social thing, and it's also should be transformed into physical spaces, because so much networking gets done in these places, and just community and socializing as well. And I don't think that should be understated, because it is very important to.
Just because they got rid of couch co-op don't mean we can't game together, people.
Exactly.
I think there's like a rise in like co-op kind of games. That's why I think things like Helldivers, It Takes Two, they did so well. Where it's like that used to be like one of Halo's biggest draws was like the couch co-op, like the 1v1 in Gulch. Is it Gulch? I do think, but to Andy's point, I do think that I get like that's why I demand that we do D&D in person rather than online, even though there's nothing wrong with it per se, but I like the energy of like having I like the physical space, the energy that you guys give me as I'm DMing and that kind of thing. So I'm always more in favor of like, what's it called? I've got a friend who's a mom, and she's like parallel play, where it's like we get to play, even if we're not doing anything, as long as you're in the same room playing together. It's like, that's more fun to me than just like online, even though the shenanigans we get up online is also funny, but I'm always have preference over in person than to online.
Yeah, fair. It's been good couple. Oh, how many events have you done or been to this month for July alone?
I don't remember.
It was meant to be, yeah.
That many.
It's supposed to be a quiet July, mind you, but it didn't turn out. And even on Thursday, we're off to Unity for something I can't talk about just yet.
Ooh, gotta tune into the next podcast to find out about that one.
It's so secret, I don't even know where we're going. I just found out today.
Just gonna blindfold him and put him in a van.
You know, black hoodie, like the black hood just over my face.
It's Squid Games. That's to me.
Do you guys think you'll survive Squid Games?
Hello, this podcast is overran. What do you mean? We're saving
Alright.
this question.
All right, man. Oh yeah, we can save it for next time, gang. We can save it for
Okay.
next time.
But short answer is yes.
I'm going for not sure. I don't know, but we can talk about it next.
I wouldn't win, but I'd survive. Like,
Whoa, that
Ooh,
sounds
I like
ominous.
that. I like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys. Thank you for our July updates. Of course, we have a bonus podcast next week, so tune in for that. But yeah, July has been amazing. Thank goodness the weather's starting to shift. I fingers crossed because I don't want to start raining. But yeah, I've been here with OG Taku,
Yay.
Obsidian Fury,
In a bit, gang.
and Zen.
Cheeks are out. Peace.
I can't deal with you. It's been your hostess with the mostest, Creatively Anzi. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.